you specialize in? Tell us a little bit about those.
Well, I specialize in commercial design. I'm not really residential. I do take on residential projects, but I'm mainly commercial. So I'm very experimental. I love to do the boutique hotels. I designed like St. Regis and Marriott from Hilton's for years. But the difference between a boutique hotel and the traditional hotels is the boutique hotels are theme based. They're very original. They have a different concept. So no one's gonna go to a Hilton and go tell their friends, I stayed at the dopest Hilton last night. That's not gonna happen because a Hilton is a Hilton. But if you go to a boutique hotel, you don't know what you're gonna get. You go in there and things are so different. Like there's a stripper pole, there's a disco ball, there's a couch that's shaped like a lift. It's just something so different. So that's what I specialize in. Over the weekend, I just started on a children's daycare center where each room is going to be themed. There'll be a multi-purpose room, like a little town. So I love just doing something that's Instagram worthy. We live in a time now where people don't want to go to Red Lobster. They don't want to go to Olive Garden. They want to support the underdog that is a minority experimental restaurant owner. So if your restaurant isn't Instagram worthy, people aren't going to go. So basically the restaurants that I design are where guys want to take a picture with their cigars, or the girls want to wear their cute dresses and pose or whatever, and to show people this is where we were this weekend. You weren't there, so you are square. So those are the types of places that I design, really experimental, Instagram worthy, so that when clients come or your customers come, they will take pictures, upload them on the internet, and do all of the marketing for you.
That's awesome. Now, how did you find your way to that?
I found my way to that because when I was working at architectural firms, it was a very condescending environment. So a lot of people don't know it, but architectural firms are huge buildings where you're stuck in a cubicle with like 199 more designers and your head is down and you're just past red lines. And you're not really on a design team. You're doing whatever they hand you. So the principals of the firm, they come up with the cool design and they pass it off to you to just do the CAD work. And oftentimes what they think is a cool design is not. It's not. And a lot of us millennials, we don't have any say. I don't know what it is with older architects where they feel like we have to be hazed or something. We have to go through some type of struggle, and they're losing so much money and so many potential clients because they're not taking advantage of younger, fresh talent. But a lot of older architects will literally die with the baton in their hand because they don't want to pass it along to the new, fresh talent. And I don't know if you know it, but the movie The Lion King was done by interns, and it became the most successful Disney movie of all time. And it's because they finally just let the younger talent try something different. And that's very, very rare. I never got the chance where they would let me try anything. So what I started doing was started practicing at home. And then I would take the renderings, which is like a 3D picture of like with video game software of a building. And I would tape it around my cubicle. And then one day someone came by and was like, whoa, you did that? And I was like, yeah. And then another day someone came, you did that? I'm like, yeah, I had these capabilities the whole time, which is why you hired me. And when I got here, you don't let me do anything. And yeah, I can do this. I can do this. And it got to a point where they started letting me do it a little bit, but I literally had to and start my own company and market myself on the internet so that people can see, oh, I can go to her and she's talented. Because if I would have stayed at those big firms, I would never be able to do what I'm doing right now. I literally just had to say, you know what? I'm not going to play this game and kiss butt and let all of my talent go away to the point where all of my chakra colors turn gray and I end up like the rest of these miserable people at this architectural firm. I have to go. And that's what I did. I dipped.
Well, historically, architecture was a trade. It wasn't really a profession. And at least it had the premise that you did have to go through an initiation of sorts. You needed to apprentice for a ridiculous amount of time in order for you to be sanctioned or able to practice. And you were under the tutelage of your mentor for, some 15, 20 years. So that stigma or that kind of historical reference, it lends itself to what, you experienced. It's not uncommon. I've been in those practices as a junior designer, and I've seen how younger architects were absolutely miserable and just basically, doing all the legwork for the visionary who is the principal or the principals. So I can completely relate. And I was, thinking to myself, my God, I'm so glad I didn't go into architecture because these people all look so miserable.
They are.